list of friends. You gotta understand, like I'm gonna have friends that my mama ain't gonna like. I'm gonna have friends that my brother's not gonna like.
If the demonstrate for hustle, this is what I'm telling you. Don't come over here. Don't come over here trying to do. Then guess what? Go do something and come back. Don't get cracking and come back. That's what I said, bro.
The way Blacc Sam conducted himself that day kind of reminded us of what Nipsey was doing on the day that he died.
Because that would have been the wrong person. Something definitely would have happened. And what was crazy about it, Sam was gonna be there for a while. So a dude actually had time to leave, prep, set up, mount up.
Something real dark is creeping in the air around Blacc Sam, and it's got folks seriously worried because let's be real, Sam's always been low-key. That guy in the background, never chasing clout, always staying out the mess. But lately, oh, he's been stepping into the spotlight a lot more. And that spotlight, baby, it brings heat. Yeah, part of it's good. He's been pushing Nip's vision forward, keeping the marathon legacy alive, but with that attention comes something sinister, especially now that Nipsey Hussle's death is back in everyone's mouths, and Big U, he's suddenly behind bars. Now, Sam never name-dropped Big U directly, but let's not play dumb. People are whispering, dissecting interviews, and believe me, they think Sam's been hinting that Big U may have been involved in Nip's murder. And in gangland, even a hint like that can set off fireworks.
A lot of big politics getting into certain people. You know, Hustle had DJ Khaled in the hood, and Hustle frontline that. And, you know, we felt like certain people didn't.
And if you think that kind of energy goes unnoticed, think again. That's the kind of tension that ripples through the Crip world. Sam ain't just dealing with Big U. There's a whole sea of other Crips watching his every move now. Some out of loyalty, some out of straight up jealousy. And you know jealousy already played a nasty role in how Nipsey was taken from us. But now, Sam's sitting on a whole empire. Nip's businesses, the Marathon brand, community projects. He's turned pain into purpose, but also painted a giant target on his back. And recently, Sam's been getting bolder, like real bold. Take the Marathon Burger grand opening in LA. The place was supposed to be about honor and healing, but what happened there? Drama. And it had a name, West Boulevard Rockstar 2800.
Bro, no. You say you gotta go, bro. I got you. Come on.
We don't even need all the details to know it went left real fast. From what fans saw in the footage, Blacc Sam wasn't pulling punches. He laid it down. If you didn't step up when people disrespected Nip, don't come around now with that fake love, period.
Demonstrate for hustle. This is what I'm telling you. Don't come over here. Don't come over here trying to do. Then guess what? Go do something and come back. Don't get cracking and come back. That's what I said, bro.
Even when Rockstar tried to explain himself, tried to clean it up, Sam wasn't having any of it. He shut him down right there in front of everybody. No exceptions.
Ain't nobody disrespected, bro, in my freaking on the internet. When you see that internet shit, bro, when you see it get cracked, when you see it get cracked, I can't tell. You know what's happening. I can't tell.
Later, Rockstar did speak out, said he still respects Sam and Nip, but he felt like the whole situation was out of pocket. Felt like he got humiliated.
I want to say I got love for Sam, I got love for Nip, I got love for the family. I ain't got no hate in my heart, ain't no hatred in my heart at all. My heart pure. Yeah, do I want my fade? Yeah, for how I did it? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I just felt like it was out of pocket. But after that, we can shake hands, whatever. Or we ain't never got to talk again. However, whatever it's got to be, it's got to be.
Some fans clapped for Sam, said Rockstar had it coming, but others, they're worried. Because disrespecting gang members in public, that's dangerous. Real dangerous. What Blacc Sam did that day reminded folks of what Nip did the day he was killed at a public place, confronting someone, telling them they weren't welcome. Now, imagine Rockstar had been someone less rational. That situation could have turned deadly fast. Dude had enough time to leave, gear up, come back, and Rockstar ain't even the only one Sam's clashed with. Let's talk Brick Baby. This man still calls Eric Holder, aka the dude who killed Nip, his friend. Yes, you read that right. Blacc Sam, he wasn't letting that slide. He pressed him. Brick Baby told it like this. Sam basically rolled up like, you rocking with him? And if that's the case, then forget it, because Sam's rocking with his brother to the end. No fake peace, no blurred lines, just loyalty. Brick Baby even said it wasn't words, it was action first. And get this, Brick Baby is now locked up too, right next to Big U. Talk about plot twists. Now let's unpack the real elephant in the room. Blacc Sam versus Big U. Whew, they never got along. Not even when Nip tried to squash it and called for peace. Big U even said, me and his brother weren't cool. And Sam, he never budged. He never trusted Big U, never wanted him around. He stayed down for his brother through it all. One iconic moment, Nip dropped, you don't got a clue, and Big U was not happy. He and his crew, allegedly, pulled up on Nip, not to talk, but to discipline him. That's street code for a beatdown, straight up. Nip stood his ground, even admitted, yeah, that song's about you. Big U tossed water on him, told him it's time to get down, thought Nip would fold, but then enter Blacc Sam. Sam jumped in and made it clear, my brother ain't going nowhere with you. And that was that. But it didn't end there. Another day, another fight broke out. This time, Big U reportedly beat Nip down. And Sam ran inside, grabbed heat, and fired shots in the air. Fresh out of the pen, police across the street watching. Sam didn't care. He broke that up fast. Even after Nip died, Sam never backed down, never softened. In fact, in a Big Boy TV interview, he low-key hinted again there were big politics behind Nip's death. You know the kind involving names people are too scared to say out loud. He talked about how Nip brought DJ Khaled to the hood for the hire video shoot. And the moment Big U heard about it, he allegedly sent a gang of Roland 60S members to confront, because in Big U's world, artists don't come through the hood without checking in. But Nip, he wasn't about that life. He wasn't playing that game. Sam never dropped names. But again, everyone knew. Everyone knows. Nip had a dream bigger than gang codes, bigger than sets. He wanted unity, worked with YG, bridged Crip and Blood lines, a literal movement. But moves like that, they didn't sit well with Big U, and it put a target on Nip's back. And now, that same heat is circling Sam. Standing up to the Roland 60S is not small time. That's bold. That's dangerous. That's why people are nervous. Let's not forget, Roland 60S have history, a deadly history. Take Fats, Stephen Giles Donaldson, Nip's childhood friend, more like a brother. He got killed in a drive-by in 2017. Rumor, he confronted Big U for messing with Nip. A week later, gone. That can't be coincidence, right? Word is, Big U tried to swing on Nip. Fats swung on Big U instead, in front of everybody, embarrassed him. And then, next up, Sandman Aus. This man grew up tight with Nip. Their parents were close. Their bond ran deep. Before Nip was with Unique Music and Big U's label, Sandman was the guy Big U was grooming. He had bars, presence, ambition, but one night, ambushed. Shot through the windshield, 9 bullets tore through him. Colon, liver, lungs, neck, shoulders, but somehow he survived, barely. He was in a coma. 8 surgeries, 26 days in the dark, but he came back and he got back in the studio. He and Nip had plans, big ones. But then, September 27th, 2012, Sandman was killed. Broad daylight on Crenshaw, not far from Big's U studio. And guess what? The whole situation reeked. Street Talk pointed fingers at the Rollin 60S again, and people started connecting dots. Not just Sandman, but Fats. And of course, Nip. Even court docs paint a shady picture. Sandman wasn't part of that McDonald's fight the shooter was involved in, but he caught a bullet anyway. And later, the shooter texts someone saying he's skipping town, then changes his number. Classic cover-up move. And just when you think it can't get messier, enter young Judah. Real name, Rayan Williams. Big U knew this kid since he was little, coached him in football, even let him live with him. But when Rayan allegedly stole Big U's son's chain and wore it to school, that bond broke. Still, Big U kept funding him, helped him chase his rap dreams. But when the music didn't pop off and Rayan started living wild in Vegas on Big U's dime, the tension built. Then came the diss track, and baby, it was personal. Rayan called out Big U, mocked him, even rapped, "This song can get me killed." And then he ended up dead, shot in the face, dumped in a ditch in Vegas. And guess what kind of gun was used? A .38 revolver, just like he said.
Referring to Big U as bro, that makes some money. And that unnamed rapper may get shot in the face for thinking that his use of the studio and representation by Unique Music is...
Only 5 days after Rayan dropped that track, boom, Las Vegas PD found his body, dumped like trash in a ditch, shot in the face, just like he rapped about. That song wasn't just bars, it was prophecy. And now, everyone's looking straight at Big U.
The track was eerie given what happened next. Just days later, the rapper was shot.
And what makes this even darker? That eerie diss track basically foreshadowed his death. It was a straight up warning, but no one listened. By the time people started piecing it together, it was too late. Rayan Williams gone, shot execution style. And according to official court docs, all the arrows point back to Big U. Here's what the feds are saying. Big U's own label, Unique Music, set up Rayan's Vegas trip. They paid for the Airbnb, book, studio time, the whole package. Rayan thought he was going there to work on music, maybe finally get his big break. But what really happened? Rayan skipped one session, just one, and that sent alarm bells ringing. Big U and his right-hand man, Sylvester Robinson, drove all the way from LA to Vegas to confront him. According to investigators, the vibe was already tense. They questioned him about why he missed the session. Rayan said he didn't have a ride. Simple, right? But apparently that wasn't a good enough excuse. Later that night, all 3 of them, Rayan, Big U, and Sylvester, were at the studio together. But what really went down in there, nobody knows. That's where things get fuzzy, real fuzzy. What we do know is this: Big U left the studio around midnight. Right after that, his phone mysteriously stopped pinging. That's never a good sign. Surveillance footage shows Rayan coming back to the Airbnb at 1 a.m. He hops out, grabs his suitcase, then gets back in the same car. The same car he came in. But here's the catch. He was scheduled to stay another night in Vegas. He wasn't supposed to leave yet. So why was he packing up? The next time anyone saw Rayan was when his body was found dumped near Interstate 15. The detectives later found out Big U allegedly drove him way out into the desert, shot him in the face, and left his body there like it was nothing. Just another body, no trace, no witnesses, just silence. But Big U didn't go ghost. Oh no, he came back to the studio. And get this, a witness said he looked like he had just left a gym, drenched in sweat, like he had just finished a workout. When someone asked him what was up, he casually said, "Just finished working out." Let that sink in. But the real twist, what Big U allegedly did next. According to the indictment, he tried to cover his tracks fast. Surveillance cameras at the studio, gone. He had someone remove all the video equipment that might have captured what happened that night. Why? Because there may have been a fight between Rayan and someone else in that studio. And Big U, he wanted that footage erased bad. One of his associates reportedly came back a few days later and took all the recordings, just wiped the place clean. But it doesn't end there. After the murder, Big U went full ghost mode. The feds say he had one of his boys drive his car around and even stay at his house to trick the police into thinking he was still there. Classic decoy move. And now, rumors are flying with a whole new theory, one that's even more explosive than the diss track beef. Word on the street is Rayan may have had a relationship with Big U's son, Dion Henley. And baby, this is where it gets twisted. Back when Rayan was still in his football era, he and Dion, who would later go on to play in the NFL for the Chargers, were reportedly tight, real tight. And some folks say it wasn't just a friendship. The whispers say Rayan and Dion were lovers. Now let's pause right there. Whack 100, yes, that Whack 100 stepped in quick to deny it. He said he's known Dion since he was a kid, and there's nothing feminine or gay about him. He even said, "There's nothing feminine or nothing gay about Dion Henley. I've been knowing this young man since he was about 7 or 8 years old," but the rumors kept swirling. Some people believe Big U didn't kill Rayan over a diss track, because if folks were getting murdered over songs, half the rap game would be gone by now. Now, this was personal. If Rayan did have a thing going with Big U's son, and if Big U found out, that could have been the real motive. Especially if Rayan was threatening to expose something. If Rayan had leverage, a secret that could destroy Big U's reputation and his family, that could have pushed him over the edge. And if that's true, then this whole situation is way more sinister than anyone could have imagined. Now put all that into perspective and ask yourself this. If Big U is really capable of all that, what does that mean for Blacc Sam? Because Blacc Sam isn't just calling out Big U in coded interviews, he's standing on it. He's rejecting fake peace. He's pushing Nip's vision even harder. He's showing up at public events, he's confronting people like Rockstar, and he's refusing to let the industry rewrite his brother's legacy. And in the streets, that kind of energy is dangerous, especially when the history shows a pattern. A real one. Fats, Sandman, Nipsey, Rayan, all gone, all connected in some way to Big U, all killed after falling out or stepping on toes. Now it's Blacc Sam. He's surrounded by legacy, loyalty, and landmines. The Crips are watching, enemies are whispering. The people who once shook hands with Nip, many of them are either gone or keeping their distance now. Sam's out here standing tall, but the risk, it's rising by the day. He's got love from the community, but in gang politics, that only gets you so far. One wrong word, one bold move, one jealous heart, and it could all go left. The truth is, Blacc Sam is walking a tightrope between honoring his brother and stepping into a war zone, between building Nip's empire and becoming the next target in a line of chilling street tragedies. And the scariest part, if something were to happen to him, would the world even be surprised? Because at this point, the pattern's already there. The pattern's already there.